Hello, everyone. My name is Fitzgerald Stevens, and welcome again to Find Ways to Win. Hey, you know what? I hope everyone had an incredible day. Hope things went the way you wanted, the way you planned, the way you visualized it. My job is just to sit here, just to add a couple nuggets to that, just to help you a bit more efficient. As far as what you're trying to do and achieve your goals, or your and do and live the life that you want. There's always a way out. There's always a way that we can look and come out on top. We just gotta really look at like the angles, examine what we're doing right, examine what we're doing wrong, examine what we could be more efficient in, examine what we are not being effective in, eliminate that, add to it, seek counsel, seek wisdom, seek partnerships, and any other thing. But the name of the game is to win. We have to see ourselves as a winner. We have to act like a winner. We have to dream like a winner. We have to move in conjunction to what we're trying to attain, and only move in conjunction. That anything else that doesn't support that has to be thrown out. I want to talk to you guys. Tonight's broadcast is make it simple, short, and passionate. Make it simple, short, and passionate. You need all three of those ingredients to win at something. If you're trying to convince people to invest with you, you're trying to sell your idea, if you're trying to promote your idea, which is another thing, fancy way for just saying sell your idea, if you're trying to sell yourself, if you cannot convey the meaning of what you're trying to do in a simple, short terms with passion, it's really not going to fly. You need all three of those. People like to be able to comprehend what you're trying to say. What is your product trying to do? What is your idea trying to do? Does it appeal? Does it appeal to people? And like they say, oh man, that's easy. That's simple. That's what you want. You don't want to try to really overwhelm people with your great knowledge. And even if the concept was real technical, difficult to put together, and with the algorithms and the blueprints and the layouts and everything, they can be very technical. But explaining it and explain it to the people who you're trying to sell it to, trying to promote it to, it has to be simple, has to be short. Get to the point. When we sit around there and we're talking to people, their attention span is only so much. It's only going to be so much that you can say before you just start losing them. They just start automatically tuning out. That's how human beings. That's how we are. If there are very few exceptions right there. Simple, short, and passionate. God, you got to have passion. I can think of a couple guys, who have that type of passion I've watched over the years. One is Grant Cardone. The other is Anthony Robbins. I've probably been watching Anthony Robbins, for well, they're close to 30 years. Love the passion, the energy of what this man brings every single time. I've watched him, or he's done these seminars. You see that. You see it in Grant Cardone. You see it in Les Miles. You see it. You see it in Nick Saban. You see it. You see it in all great leaders and men and women alike. If they're passionate about what they do, because you know what? If I'm not feeling you, if I'm not feeling, why should I invest in it? If you're not passionate about it, why should I be? And that's the way you got to think in terms of your audience. You have to think in terms of what they like, what's going to get them fired up. I heard years and years ago when I really start crystallizing my selling skills and trying to move to the next level on that, because understand, nothing happens without someone selling something. Nothing happens without goods and services being exchanged and paid for. That is business. But I heard that people buy on emotion. Many of you've already heard that too. People buy on emotion, and they back it up with logic. People buy on emotion, and they back it up with logic. So you got to get someone fired up, man. You gotta be your own cheerleader. You gotta be able to convey that idea with animation. You got to be able to paint the picture in people's head about what they're trying to do and what you're trying and what how they can benefit for having your goods or service, or you selling this, or you promoting this ideal, or you're trying to build a greater audience, or you're trying to move more of your product, or you're trying to move more of your partner's products. You got to be almost dang near animated. They got to almost see you like a live wire. And and they like, wow, man, you really believe in that, and that belief is transferable. But if you don't have it, first of all, how in the world do you expect people to get excited about something you're not excited about? Keep it simple again, man. It has to be explained in real simple, concise terms. This right here is going to increase your overall business by 40% within 1 year. Well, how are you? That was simple and that was short. And so how will we sell that? This right here is going to increase your overall business by 40% within 1 year. That was the passionate element. Now I'm going to do that again, just so you see that all three of them go together. If I just say this right here would increase your overall business by 40% within 1 year. Okay, that's simple and short. Now this is simple, short, and passionate. This right here is going to increase your business by 40% within 1 year. You ready to get going right there? You ready to hear what we have to say? You better believe people are looking at you. People are engaged. People are motioning forward to you because, like, wow, they heard this product increases my business 40% within 1 year. The man sounds like he believes it. He sounds like he's fired up about it. Well, maybe we need to hear what he says. That's only going to be for your opening statements. See, people follow energy, ladies and gentlemen. People follow energy. You know what? If you're animated and if you're excited about what you're doing, you're going to transfer that belief over. Perfect case in point. When we look at sports thing, I'm Alabama alumni, in case you guys haven't already figured that out. And when we look at any venue, college football, I'm going to use my alma mater. We will have what we call the $1 Million Band. That's the name of Alabama's band, the $1 Million Band. And then we would have the cheerleaders, and Big Al, the elephant mascot, would run around there, and people would get on. And start doing cheers. One of the cheers I remember to this day, it goes, "Hey Alabama, hey Alabama, we're gonna beat the hell out of you." Now they would say that to the point to the team that they was playing. So if we throw it in, "Hey Auburn, hey LSU, hey Georgia, we're gonna beat the hell out of you. Ramma jamma bama, give them hell, Alabama." I still remember that to this very day. And all the people like, "Yeah, this is great, man. Yeah, we're gonna win that," and we did. We do. But it starts off the passion. The players feed off of that passion. The people in the stands feed off of that passion. And the players are getting all jacked up because they got the crowd behind them, the roar of the crowd, and that's just like a great tsunami just pushing them forward. And people are like, "Yeah, man, maybe these guys are for real." Well, companies do the same thing. If they're trying to really get something going, they'll promote it. They'll advertise it. They will do great campaigns in order to get the hype up. I've learned by being in media, and I'm an international advertising major. That's what my degree is in from Bama. You can never have too much hype on your product. You can never have too much hype on your idea. You got to get, if you're going to secure the investment, if you're going to secure the support, you got to get people excited about what you're doing. Think about it. With all the different avenues and channels, asking for your money, asking you to part with your hard-earned money. You got thousands of them every day. Internet, television, your neighbor, your next door neighbor, your cousins, your brothers, your old friends and acquaintances, even enemies sometimes. All these ideas that you're inundated with. Okay, some of them could be very, very good. But if that person is not getting you fired up about departing with your money, more likely they're not going to get it. What the passion is nothing more than a lather before you get ready to shave. You got to have that. Got to keep it simple. Last thing you want someone to say, man, what the heck was he talking about? Your message didn't go across. You can have passion, but if your message is not simple or short or clear, it don't make a difference. People need to remember what you said, and they need to be able to explain to others what you said, what you're doing, regardless of what you're trying to build, regardless of what you're trying to do. They have to be able to convey. You have to transfer that energy over to people. You have to. But there was a quote I heard one time, and I think it was by Zig Ziglar. And I'm going to paraphrase the quote. He said, if you don't work with enthusiasm, you will be fired with enthusiasm. If you don't work with enthusiasm, you will be fired with enthusiasm. Man, you got to get engaged. You got to get behind it. You got to get, you got to get after it. You got to be consistent going after what you're trying to do, and you got to get people involved. Because because the way I'm dealing with it right now, I've seen very, very few great endeavors that are accomplished by a lone maverick, a lone wolf, a single individual. That single individual can provide the spark, but man, he must fan that spark, or he or she must fan that spark into a roaring inferno. In other words, how do you expect anybody else to catch on? How many ideas are dead in the wind? Great ideas that probably could have changed the world. Phenomenal. But the person couldn't convey it in simple, short, and passionate terms. Couldn't convey it over. Could not get the ideal over. We're seeing two titans of industry that's really been three titans of industry that's really been in the papers last couple of weeks, and you're seeing them on CNN, and you're seeing on BBC, and you're seeing them on Al Jazeera and major media outlets in the world. One of them is it's Jeff Bezos, Richard Branson, Jeff Bezos of Amazon, Richard Branson of Virgin Mobile, and Elon Musk of Tesla, SpaceX, and former PayPal, and whatever the man thinks is thing wrong. But they're coming up there, they're promoting their stuff. They are the spokesman for their products. We're seeing Jeff Bezos as of today. I believe I saw him that he had actually landed. He went up in space, followed by he followed Richard Branson. Man, do you know how much that passion and excitement is creating for them in terms of dollars to Virgin Corporation and the Amazon Corporation, because these two private citizens decided to be passionate about civilian space travel? Man, or Elon Musk and what he's doing with Tesla and SpaceX, and this man it just promotes his stuff. I don't really consider him a passionate man, but his ideas are revolutionary. His ideas are passionate. He's not going to get out there and really do like a P.T. Barnum and promote the circuits. He really does do that. But Elon is at such a point that he could just come up with an ideal and people are going to follow. I mean, you're talking about a guy who makes a tweet in a cryptocurrency either explodes or implodes just by him saying so. Think about that. Because he has enough people who passionately listen to every word he says and follow him and believe, that his words are law. Well, that's good for his business. All three of these men are proven winners and business titans within their respective fields. But you have to take those same concepts and apply them to you. I don't care if you're starting out. If you're just starting out, I don't care if you're not gigantic yet, but talk like you are, act like you are. When people ask you about what you do, you should be able to give it in clear, concise terms. Now, my name is Fitzgerald Stevens. I'm the owner of a YouTube channel called Find Ways to Win. You know, it promotes personal well-being, positive attitude, positive living, and positive doing. I'm an entrepreneur. I work for myself, and I just want to make people's lives better for help them realize their dreams and goal. What about maybe 63 seconds? Okay. My name is Fitzgerald Stevens. You know, I'm going to find a way to help you win. Win at what, Fitzgerald? With whatever you want. Yeah. Okay. Tell me more. Okay. Well, tune in to this, or go ahead and let's schedule an appointment. Let's schedule a consultation. Tune into my next show with my next YouTube video. Stay tuned for my book that I'm writing now. Stay tuned for my ebook. Stay tuned for the t-shirts. Stay tuned for all those things. You see, just promoting. You know, keeping it simple. You know, I believe, and I was taught this by a friend. If you can't put your ideal on a bumper sticker, which is 6 inches long and 4 inches high, and convey that to someone in microseconds, your ideal is probably too complicated. Now, we've heard the thing that they talk about, elevator speeches. Okay, be able to give your elevator speeches. But how many of you really prepared for that elevator speech? Okay, you can't be passionate and intimidated at the same time. If you're intimidated by someone's not going to listen to you, or your haircut's not right, or you know, your skin color's not right, or your sex is not right, or your background is not right, you know, you're going to be intimidated, and you can't be passionate and intimidated at the same time. You can't really keep it simple if you're nervous, if you're stumbling over your words, and you're clutching and you don't know how to get it out really quick. You can't be effective. It's like, you know, you're talking and you're talking and you're talking and you're talking, and you're not even notice the guy's eyes or looking down their watch, or looking at the floors, or looking at the ceiling, like they like, damn man, when is this cat going to get done? You lost your audience. And you have to treat this thing like you get one shot. You get one shot to make the impression. And you have to treat it like the first impression. I don't care if you're going before that same individual 6 times. You have to treat it like you're going for the first impressions. I've been interviewing for jobs, and some people want to hire me, and I still keep my resume out there and everything, and they look at my resume, and you know, and I mean, I'm quite sure there are other people who have better resumes. That's cool. I'm not intimidated by that. I know my skill set. I know what the benefits I bring to an employer, but you're not going to match me on passion. I mean, I have people tell me like, God, man, you sound so excited. You sound so excited. You sound so much you believe in what you do. I said, well, I do. I mean, I really do believe in what I do. And I know I can make a difference in your company. I believe I'm man for the job. You know, and I'm asking for it because I know I can give results, and I know I can transfer this belief over to bring people to your organization. Okay? I do that for others. I do that for myself. No, but I'm looking at saying, am I being effective? That's what you have to ask yourself. Am I being effective? Learn to read people's body language. Learn to read people's body language. I've been somewhat in the sales business, you know, since I graduated Bama back in 1988. You know, so I was tipping a little bit my age and stuff like that. Well, first of all, I got into sales because it was kind of one of the only jobs that hired me. You know, back then, back in the 80s, you know, no companies would want to hire you not unless you have experience, and you couldn't get experience unless someone's hired you. So it was an oxymoron. So I needed to eat. I needed a job. Student loans were coming up in 6 months. You know, so I didn't have long. Graduated in May, so I need to get to work. So, but with sales company, they like say, hey, we don't care about your experience. We'll teach you. So that's how I got into that. And lo and behold, I started refining it, and I started learning that everyone sells. Some of us know it. Many of us don't. You got to sell your mate, you know, that you're the man or woman for them. You got to sell your children that, you know, to eat the broccoli before they eat the ice cream. You gotta sell your employer that you're the man or woman they should keep in a position instead of looking for someone else. If you're a business owner, you're an entrepreneur, you got to sell your constituents, your public, and your audience and your market that they need to do business with you instead of your competitor. You know, you gotta prove to them that doing business with you is going to be easy, hassle free, and it's going to make them look good. You got to be able to convey that. You know, you have to be uncomfortable with being comfortable. You have to be uncomfortable being comfortable. What am I saying? Man, never think you arrived. Never think you got it to where things on automatic pilot. You could be building an incredible business, network marketing business, a brick and mortar business, e-commerce business, whatever you do. But if you can't convey your terms that were in simple, short, and powerful, people start they seem confused, or you're not connected with your audience, and you're not staying engaged with them. They're going to go to someone who can. So we want to just implore you, start changing the way you're thinking. It's not you got it, and people should go to get it too. Sometimes it's not that easy. You have to make sure you're connecting with your audience. You have to make sure you are connected with your constituents. You are connecting with your market. You have to make sure you are connecting. You have to ask questions. You have to be engaging. You have to follow up. You have to do all these things. But regardless of how you do it, it has to be conveyed in simplistic, short, and passionate terms. You want people who do business with you, or who are thinking about doing business with you. You want to give them the experience that I feel good about meeting this person. I feel good about being in business with this individual. I'm going to recommend my friend. It was easy. It was simple. Man, the guy sounded like he really believed it. His team sounded like they believed it. Man, I can explain this to my 6-year-old when I go home. That's what you want. That is the work. That is the work. You have got to keep your mind on the important things. Do the first thing first. Because even if you're constantly doing and constantly being in motion and constantly being in action, if you lack those 3 ingredients, you're going to fail. Or you're going to gradually lose market share. And pretty soon someone's going to clean your clock. Because they're going to give that customer, or they're going to give that person the new experience that you used to give them. Always be courting. Always be courting your audience. Always be courting yourself. Now, how are you going to be passionate? Let's work on your passion. You can't be passionate if you don't have to others if you don't have it within yourself. What are you listening to? Are you listening to the news talk about the doom and gloom? Are you listening to the U.S. government talking about how we're possibly contraction one day and we're growing the next day, and the coronavirus has taken another strand that they're coming? Are you listening about how many people are laid off? Or are you listening how the inflation rate is going up, how gas prices, food prices, inflation is shrinking the dollars? Are you listening to that? Or are you listening like, hey, let's find multiple streams of income. Hey, let's go ahead and let's focus on royalties, residuals, and dividends to make our living. Let's focus on royalties, residuals, and dividends. The hell with this stuff, getting up and punching someone else's clock and expecting that's going to be your only plan. Am I advocating not working for no one? No. If that's what worked for you. Personally, I prefer working for myself. I prefer building a market. I prefer to create a market that I own, that I control, that I can promote how I want and when I want, that I can get the returns, that I can be a job creator instead of a job seeker. Man, I like to be in control of my own life. Although I know that belongs to the Most High, I like to be in control. I like to be able to, if it comes to the steering wheel of my life, I want to be the one holding the wheel. If I run it over a cliff, I ran it over a cliff. If I drive it to the destination, I got there. but I dare sure don't want to give my life and my precious time in the hands of another, and nor should you. So I have to work on myself. I have to listen to Audible. I have to read books. I have to get around the right conversations. Man, I have friends in my life and some very, very good friends. I don't have many of them. But a lot of friends I have, many of my friends I have, all of them, every single day, one of them have close to 30 years and plus more of a time with me. I'm passionate about what they do. They're passionate about what I do. I don't need someone to always boost me up, nor should you. You have to be what's called a self-starter. You got to be engaging. You have got to be able to discipline yourself. And what is discipline? Doing the things that you need to do when they need to be done, whether you feel like it or not. Doing the things that you need to do when they need to be done, whether you feel like it or not. My alarm goes off at 3 o'clock in the morning. 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm up. I know what's going to happen. I know my routine. Sometimes I lay there a little bit. I get up. I go in my time of prayer, meditation, clearing my mind. Sometimes I don't feel like getting up, so I hit the snooze button about 1 or 2. But ultimately, things start to happen when my feet hit the floor. Clearing my mind. I'm listening to something positive. Sometimes I'm not listening to anything at all. I'm thinking, I'm telegraphing in my mind, meditating in my mind how I want my day to go. I'm preparing myself. I'm guarding my emotions, because sometimes being a passionate individual like I am, your emotions can really take you places you don't want to go. You have to control them. They're like wild horses. You have to steer them to your benefit. You have to anticipate maybe the nuance that's going to happen. Maybe the traffic is going to be backed up. You have to anticipate that. You have to anticipate maybe your customer is going to be cantankerous this morning. Maybe something happened to them because they're not doing your routine. They're trying to get the kids off to work, and they're maybe they had an argument with the wife, and maybe someone called out and they have to work double, or maybe a important order got canceled, and they gotta go in there and still go ahead and perform the day. And I have become real well at reading people's faces. Reading people's faces. You look at people's face, and especially their eyes, it's going to tell how their true intent, especially when you look at their eyes. The eyes don't lie. Everything else in the body can, but not the eyes. So you have to look at it. You see you're really, really connected. You see that glimmer, you see that shine, you see that body language start to line up with it. Then you have people engaged. But people have to see you engage. People have to man, they want to feel good about being around you. So in conclusion, if you're going to build something, because that's one thing I really, really want to put the emphasis on. If you're going to build something, you're going to create something as far as for you, and then others, you better be able to have it simple. You better be able to say it short, and you better be passionate about it. If you're going to build a network marketing business, you better be able to keep it simple, short, and passionate. If you're going to open up a florist shop or a bowling alley, you better be able to keep it simple, short, and passionate. Whatever you do with all your might, but do it in the right way. Don't get up with purpose. Don't get up there just thinking, I'm going to throw mud on the wall. I'm going to wake up. I'm going to see what happened. And that's just the way I am. And if people can't deal with the way I truly am, then forget them, or, I don't need them. That's a foolish statement. You have to bend your audience to your will, not bend towards their will. You can't bend towards your will. Sometimes your audience can probably have all kinds of hurdles and blocks that you're not connecting. It's your job to connect with someone. It's your job to keep them engaged. It's your job to keep moving the puck down the ice. That's your job. You got to be fired up before you fire people up. Now, it's very, very important that you get this, because many of you have great ideas. Many of you have all kinds of things that that are sitting on a shelf that you're afraid to dust off and bring out. And when you do dust off and bring out, you convince yourself that no one wants to hear what you have. You convince yourself that you don't know how to present this. You can't talk well to people. You know, I can't go in front of the CEO, the president of the company, or who am I? You know, I never had that problem. People are people to me. I'm not starstruck or anything like that. I respect you, but I don't worship you. No, there's only one God, and I worship him and him alone. And I'm not intimidated by your title. Man, you are a human being just like me. You put your pants on one leg at a time. You know, you do just like I do. You need sleep just like I do. You need food like I do. You want love and acceptance like I do. You know, and you are not elevated above me. I don't care about your title. I don't care about what you call yourself. I don't care about if you have this need, you know, to see people bow to you. Well, you know, you and I would have to part ways because it's not going to happen to me. I will respect you, but I'm not going to worship you. And so, and because I have that concept, I'm not intimidated by anybody. I'll go directly and talk to anyone to pitch my ideas to. I don't have no problem talking to the CEO of the organization I represent and saying, hey, you know what? My name is Fitzgerald Stevens. I'm an entrepreneur. I have a YouTube channel, Find Ways to Win. It helps improve your life by looking at avenues to attain your goal. You got to find a way to win. My title says it all. You know, I got this. You know, I have a networking business. You know, I deal with cryptocurrency. You know, get paid in Bitcoin and Ethereum. You'd like to know more about that? You know, go on my page and click on my website. It's going to tell you more about that. Gives me another stream of income. You know, I'm passionate about that. I own a cleaning company. I'm passionate about that. I have this channel. I'm passionate about that. And I get up and work at JOB. I'm passionate about that. No, I mean, when I was in relationships, I was passionate with them. When I ride my bike, I'm passionate. When I go to the gym and work out, I'm passionate. Whatever I do, I'm passionate about it because that's the fuel that I need to keep going. What's your fuel? What's your fuel? I mean, does it take you 2 or 3 hours to get fired up when you get ready to engage? Do you stop and put something down? Do people make you nervous? Do you think that people are better than you? Are you always in a constant state of getting ready instead of doing? Are you in perpetual motion of doing of getting out and doing? Are you doing the right course of action? Are you fired up about it? Is it simple? Is it short? No? Can people see the glow on your face? Can they hear the radiation from your voice? Can you fire them up? Can you fire up the crowd? If you can't do that, don't get in business. If you can't do that, don't expect to be promoted on your current job, your certain profession. Don't expect to be promoted. If you can't explain terms in simple, short, and passionate things, what I mean, don't expect to be promoted. You know what? If you're going to be promoted, you're going to have to be able to lead people. You're going to have to be able to fire up a team to get results. You're going to have to be able to galvanize a team. How are you going to do that? You know, speaking all slow and I don't know. The boss said this is the goal that we're trying to do, and I don't know if it really hurt, but damn, every time he's always asking us for more, and you know, he ought to be really coming down here and jumping in, and you know, he don't do a dang thing and expect us to do all the work, and you're saying it's poison to your team, and you're expecting them to follow you, or you have to be the person like, hey man, you know what? I can lead. Give me the responsibility. I know I can get results. I know I can get this job done. Give me about 2 or 3 good men and women. If that's the manpower I need, we can get it done. I have confidence in it. Well, what if I fail? What if you succeed? You know, what if it doesn't work? What if it does? You see how you're thinking? You're already thinking in this defeatist type actions. How do you expect to win? How are you going to find a way to win thinking like that? How are you going to get people to believe in following you? No, how are you going to do that? This isn't the military where people are under orders to follow you. You have to voluntarily get the cooperation of people to follow you in order to get a goal or in order to get your tasks done, especially if you're trying to build a company, if you're trying to expand your position where you can get promotion, if you're trying to grow, you have to fire people up. We're going to take that hill on this time, and this is how we're going to do it. And I'm going after it first. And I expect y'all to follow, and I expect to win. Now, wow. Nick Saban, coach of the University of Alabama, who about 5'6", not too far for 70 years old, does not get hit a single down by any player. Does not have to get on the field and sweat and run through the bleachers. Does not have to go lift the weights in the weight room. Does not have to do anything, as far as with physical thing. Gets paid close to $8 to $9 million per year to motivate men to win. To motivate young men to win. Because he can do that, he could command that type of salary, not only from Alabama, but any college in this country want to hire people who know how to fire up people. Now, people will probably say, well, Saban's not passionate. That's how you define passion. You'll see him huffing on the sidelines, maybe walking up there looking like he always pissed off about something. But you know what? He gets results. He gets a gang of young men to follow him to the national championship line. Is it any wonder we consistently keep getting the best recruiting classes, top recruiting classes year after year after year after year after year? Why? Because there's a man who knows how to put terms in simple, short, passionate concepts. You come to Alabama, son, you're going to win a national championship, most likely. Scouts are going to be seeing you. You're going to be paying you're going to be doing your dream, playing on Sunday afternoon in the NFL. You come to this club, you're a winner. No, I have the rings to prove it. I have the results to prove it. Let's go. Can you convey that? Can you convey that? Can you convey it to yourself first? Remember, if you don't work with passion, you will be fired with passion. If your ideal is too difficult for people to understand, it's not gonna fly. It's gonna die in the wind. If your ideal is too complicated or it takes too long to explain, you're gonna lose the attention of your audience, and your ideal is gonna die in the wind. Short, simple, and passionate. Let that be the model for your week. Short, simple, and passionate. Go after and get it. Find a way to win. Like and subscribe to this channel. Share it with other people. We have something to say. We appreciate you guys, and everybody dare to be great. Thank you.